Welcome to the first round of the second annual Greenbrier Classic, where big names teed off today like Phil Mickelson, Tom Watson, and returning champ Stuart Appleby. Byron Leftwich will leave Heinz Field with the Steelers to head to Dallas for Super Bowl 45. But the backup quarterback says he'll take his experiences from past championship games with him to Texas. Welcome back, everyone. This was the first time the WVU Mountaineers made a trip to the Orange Bowl. The 9-3 Mountaineers taking on the ACC champs, the 10-3 Clemson Tigers, in this BCS matchup. Hi, Scott. That's right. He's the third all-time leading scorer at WVU. But I bet if you take the points he scored, double that, that's still not as many autographs as he signed in this last month. I'm joined now with Deshaun Butler. He is here at the Dale Sparks Collection Show and Sale, once again making another stop. Can you just talk about being back here in West Virginia and signing autographs for your fans? It was just 2 years ago when the Marshall football team made his last appearance in a bowl game. For senior defensive end Vinny Curry, he says his fondest memory so far was beating SMU to punch their ticket to the Little Caesars Pizza Bowl. And now this year, they're just one win away from going bowling again. I had a chance to sit down with Curry as he gets ready to play his final game in Huntington. Welcome to the first Friday night of high school football. We are live here at Huntington High. I am now joined by the Highlanders head coach, Billy Seals. Coach, we talked a little bit about it. In Grid-O-Rama, you beat South Charleston 34-20. What can you take from that scrimmage?
Our 13 Sports' Amanda McCall has been monitoring the hearing all afternoon. She joins us live at the courthouse with more. So what is the latest, Amanda?
Well, Sandra, the latest is right now the attorneys are finishing up. They're having their oral arguments to finish up for the day. But I can tell you it's been a long afternoon. Over 3 hours we were in the courtroom today hearing both sides of this case.
The Marshall men's basketball team has a good problem to have. 3 games in a 5-day span. The 6-2 Herd hosting High Point University at the Cam Henderson Center tonight. So what is the strategy to beat the Panthers? Well, don't ask Dago Pena because not going to tell you. Marshall with a slow start in the first half. High Point takes advantage. How about Corey Law with the dunk? Panthers up early. The Herd would eventually find his rhythm thanks to Justin Coleman with the reverse dunk. Coleman led Marshall with 16 points on the night. Marshall only down by 2 before halftime. Shaq Johnson on the fast break. He fixes that with the 3-point play, of course, the old-fashioned way. The green and white up 37-31 at the break. And you know what? Fans are so excited, they're dancing in the stands. But the Panthers go on one more run because of Nick Barber. Get this, goes 6 for 10 from three-point land, scoring 22 points on the night. But the player of the night, well, that would be Robert Goff. Answers with the jam. He had 10 points and 10 boards. In fact, 5 players in double digits. You know when things are going your way? When you have a 4-handed dunk. Check that out as Marshall goes on to win this one 79-59. Welcome to week 2 of the Suttling Sports Zone. We had power outages, electrical fires, a heat wave, and believe it or not, there was some football in between. I'm Amanda McCall alongside Spencer Atkins. Spencer, let's get back to the first week, though. There were some, lopsided scores, but I think as the season rolls on, that's definitely going to change.
Yeah, that's right.
But tonight, the Patriots crossed the border and headed to Ashland, Kentucky. We'll start with George Washington up 6-0. Ashland with the ball. Quarterback Sam Hunter airs it out to Cody Winthrow, gets to the 1-yard line. Tomcats capitalize. Hunter with the quarterback keeper. 2-point conversion is good. Ashland takes the 8-6 lead. But hold on, we'll move to the second quarter. George Washington pulling out all the stops. Patriots punting away, or are they? Ryan Switzer keeps it and keeps the drive alive for George Washington. They would take advantage of it. 4th down and 6 to go. Trevor Bell finds Malik Hansen. He hauls it in for the touchdown. And George Washington, he's pretty pumped about this, goes on to win it. On Monday, we introduced you to Mike Janik, Scooter Berry, Jason Gwaltney, and Thomas Claiborne, 4 former college football players preparing for Pro Day. I had a chance to work out with them for an entire day and learn more about their schedule. First up, a Pilates class working the core of the body.
I mean, these boys have played football since they were, 8 and 9 years old, and so all this kind of training wasn't available to them. And so as they go forward and they get into the next level in the NFL, they're going to find that they're going to have to use all of these strengths, and especially their core.
I concentrated on not falling over, but you really do feel the burn without any weights. Don't worry, though, there are weights coming up. Going where no woman has gone before, the Man Cave, more commonly known as the HIT Center, where these guys work on their technique. There is little downtime in between each rep, and you add more weight as you go.
Hey, I want you. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Yeah, might have struggled on that last one. Then the players practiced the 40-yard dash, a big part of Pro Day and the NFL Combine. Speed director Dan Pickens explains it's not as simple as line up and run.
The easiest way to think about it is to step up and step down on the ball of your foot and turn over.
Is it almost coming over like I would do hurdle? Like a hurdle?
Kind of.
Okay.
Time it straight up and around, and what you'll look like when you come out is that guy on the wall. Looking something like that. Next, it was on to Butch Heil's martial arts and boxing studio. Chris will be our instructor, and the first thing he said to me, and I quote, "If you still like me after this workout, you're crazy." Words of encouragement. This was a full-body workout with agilities and push-ups that seemed like every minute. I stopped counting at about around 300. But one thing about working out with these football players is that they're constantly motivating each other as they train. After an hour and a half, it was my favorite part of the day, hitting the bag.
What should I do with my hands? I don't know what to do with my hands. I got taped up and some instructions, and we went in 5-minute rounds. After that, the day was finally done. And to say this was a workout is probably an understatement after 12 hours. And for these guys, they get up the very next day and do it all over again.
Look no further than top of the standings to find an impressive story. Amanda McCall joins us live from High Point Raceway in Mount Morris, Pennsylvania with more. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Scott. I don't think I could get any closer to the track right now. Now, looking at this weekend's competition, there is one racer tomorrow who will be making noise in Mount Morris, but she won't even know it, and here's why. The normal sounds of a race means nothing to motocross racer Ashley Feilich. The women's pro rookie champion from last season has been deaf her entire life. Her parents have not only been her translators, but also her inspiration.
My dad, he grew up racing, and then, he brought me to a race, and I just, I really got into it. I just fell in love with the sport, and my mom and dad, can I race? Can I have a bike? And they said, yeah, sure you can, my mom and dad, they never thought about me being deaf. They just pushed me to do whatever I could do, whatever I wanted to do.
Since Ashley can't hear, she uses her surroundings.
I learned how to shift the bike by vibrations, and I just got used to it, and it just doesn't matter to me that I'm deaf. I just go out there and do it.
But there are times Ashley just has to deal with her disability.
Sometimes a disadvantage, I think, I have to hold my lines. I can't change my lines because I don't want to hit somebody, so I have to kind of make sure I know where they're at. So I use my peripheral vision for that. I've hit neutral a few times because I can't hear, and I went over the bars, and that's not a good thing.
Still, Ashley never gets discouraged and always stays determined. This season, the 18-year-old is the only girl on her team. She's constantly raising the bar, and it's pretty simple on what keeps her motivated.
Oh, well, winning, of course. That's really fun for me. I really liked winning. I have different goals. Like every year I set up different goals for myself. I wanted to be the first girl to maybe qualify for the boys, so now I try to compare my lap times. I wanted to be the first girl on a factory team. I made that goal. So it's just like different goals every year that keeps me going.
Now, as you can see and hear behind me, we're having a little bit of the practice rounds going on. Tomorrow, opening ceremonies will start at 12:30 here in Mount Morris, PA. Reporting live at the High Point Raceway, I'm Amanda McCall.